Hello, Street Pete here. Today I will be bringing you another one of my 1 vs 2 or 1 vs 3 series. This game I'm playing against 3 players, being Vishu 90, playing as the Sicilians, Disaster playing as the Aztecs, and Satara playing as the Spanish. Myself, I will be playing as the Franks, and I picked the Franks while they got random civilizations, so I have an advantage in that regard. My opponents are around 900 rating, a bit more, I think probably more an average of 950 rating. The reason why I have chosen the Franks is because they have a strong economy and they have strong knights because you don't have to research bloodlines. So you can do a good scout rush with them quite fast and then do some damage in Feudal Age. That will hopefully mean that they lose some villages and such. You see at the start here I'm just going for 2 on wood and then start taking the boss already. Because I want to click up fast, and the more people you have in food, like the less time you'll need to gain the food to click up to the next age. We'll see what my opponents are planning to do. Usually in a 1 vs 3 they focus a lot on walling, because if one player wall up then I can't kill a lot of villages from that guy. Oh, he actually lost see yellow, he lost a villager here, trying to lure the ball. One thing we can also notice here in Capture Age, it's that you can see the villager count. We can see the difference here. They should have about 3 times as many villages as I do, but they might have some idle time, which we can check down here. We can see I have 0 seconds of idle TC, while they all have a bit more, and 25 seconds equals 1 villager. So both red and yellow already have idle time of more than 1 villager, and then of course yellow lost his villager on top of that. So we can keep track of these during the game to see kind of the economic state of the game. So now I clicked up to the Feudal Age, and I will try to go for some scouts, like I said. I'm just getting my barracks up right now, and then I'll try for the scouts as soon as I can. I also go to red here and I snipe this villager since I realize he doesn't have loom. So loom is a very important technology to get to avoid things like that. Now red clicked the loom though, but he's not up to the Feudal Age yet. I tried to do some more harassment with my scout, but now he walls in his villagers on the wood line, which is a good choice to get the walls up, because then I can't kill these villagers. Unless I break the wall, which takes a lot of time, and he can just repair behind. Green is also starting a wall, while yellow is still playing kind of open, but his wood line is walled in. I now have 3 scouts, so I go with them and kind of think I can't do much more damage here with the wood line walled in and so many villagers and berries. So I go to the next guy, which is green, and I kill some archers and I come in before he is fully walled. You can see I get 1 villager here and another one, and then I go out again to try to hit yellow, I guess. Maybe I could have tried to do more on green, could have maybe killed a few villagers in here. But yeah, I go to yellow, who's kind of ready with an army of 4 militia and 2 spearmen. And also you can see he walled in his gold villages with the mining camp and his house. and also the wood villages. So it's a bit hard to do damage here. But yeah, I try to run around, search for any damage I can do. I have 6 scouts now. Military wise, only green has a bit, and yeah, yellow, but it's not too much, and they only have slow infantry units for now. See, I lose 1 scout, but nothing major, and then I try to run up here and do some damage. What I should have been doing was hitting red. He's still open except that one wood line being walled in. But it's of course not something you always know in when you play. He could have been walled by now. I'm going up to the castle age, and so is red. And he's also starting to make stone walls to make sure that I can't get into his base, and also this big palisade wall up here. In 30 seconds I'll be up to the castle age, and I'll be doing some town centers and more knights, of course. Or starting to make knights. I go back to red, and he rings the bell, but I still get a few villagers here. And also this guy trying to wall will pay for his effort. Then I go to the stone. He has a pikeman now, so he upgraded pikeman to defend from the scouts. You can also check idle TC now. It's much bigger for them, which again there should be like 3-to-1 villages, but there isn't because they have a lot of idle TC, and of course I also killed some villagers. Try to go here, but green has a lot of spears. My scouts definitely can't fight that. I also have some knights, and they are starting to break the gate here from yellow. And I tried to send some to green as well. And I try to attack in 3 different spots at once to make sure that, or try to make sure that I can get in. And I do get in. Yellow doesn't get the house behind in time. And that means I can go in and kill some villagers with my knights. And yellow rings the bell. And I get some damage, but nothing much since he is walled in his resources. So I decide to kill this villager and then break out again. And we can see the villager count is pretty much only double now. So also I have 3 town centers, building a 4th even, while on that team they have a combined of, they'll have 6 now, but before they only had 4. Especially red, getting the town centers out. He has 3 of them now, and yellow is also making his 2nd and 3rd. I break into green, and that cost him 2 villages immediately. And I will do more raiding. He sends the villagers under the town center, but I keep my knights attacking. And that means green loses a lot of villages. We can also see in the eco KD here, it says how many villages have been killed. And I have killed 25 villages and lost 0. Green has lost 13 of those 25 villages. So he has lost the most. I build up some more stables, and I try to boom on my 4CCs, meaning I make a lot of farms so that I can get even more food. And eventually make more knights and click up to the Imperial Age. Yellow, kind of the same, just on a smaller scale, trying to boom up nicely, and also with red. Green, a bit less so, also only 1 town center for now. I also try to go out with some monks and get relics, because relics helps keeping gold count going even when there's no more gold on the map. And green doesn't spot my monk, but he does spot my villager, and this is a lot of crossbows. It's 34 crossbows, and on top of that he has 6 pikemen. So it's not something my knights can engage into. I was trying to build some stables out here, but I give up on that idea. I am, however, clicking up to imp. But in the meanwhile, we have also red doing some aggression. He's going with his pikemen and the unique unit building from the Sicilians, which is the donjon. And from the donjon, which is like a tower, you can build sergeants. And sergeants have a pretty good armor. They can be quite strong, considering they're an infantry unit. See, in the meanwhile, there's a little bit of fighting going on, but I hide behind my town centers. And also the sergeants, interesting, they can build donjons, which is like the only military unit that can actually build buildings. So yeah, for now I'm just waiting for the Imperial upgrades. +4 armor, Blade Barden armor, and Cavalier. I'm starting to make some traps to trap down his donjons. And now I have the Cavalier and the +4. So I'm thinking about taking this fight. I also have a Mangonel coming here. They can hopefully get a shot in, but it paths a bit awkwardly, so it can't go around here. So you can see I'm cleaning up a lot of the army, but there's a lot of pikemen. Yellow also coming in with pikemen, and I'm getting raided here as well with sergeants and pikemen. I do have my castle that helps, and I didn't get a shot here. He did some good micro, but I still win the fight. I'm also starting to make some extra town centers for more protection and being able to take some extra resources on the map. I now try to clear this up with my Cavalier. See, at this point they have a total military unit count of 20 and I have 35. So I have more than they do in total. Villager wise, we can see that it's 203 for them and 135 for me. Still means I'm pretty close, all things considered. Like it's not close to the 1 to 3 ratio that it could be. I also managed to get in some relics. Actually I have 3 for now, which helps me keep constant gold income. And yeah, now I try to clear up these dungeons and my Cavalier go forward here. I'm getting conscription to make my production faster for my buildings. That's also a very important upgrade in the game. I get some castles going to take more resources on the map and limit their possibility of moving. And now I'm upgrading the Paladin and also Light Cav. I have also done some skirmishes, since they don't cost gold, and I don't know if I'll have gold forever. I'm getting into yellow here, we can see. But now he seems to be walled. But he opens up his gate. So I run through the gate with my Cavaliers. And he only has Castle Age army, even though he's Imperial. They have no upgrades from the Imperial Age. So I easily win this fight. And in the meanwhile I try to send some Paladins to green to raid his economy. I attack this TC with my Paladin. I have 14 Paladin and you can see how fast they kill a town center. Just losing a few Paladin in the process. it means that red's eco is in trouble. In the meanwhile, green tried to wall behind here, but he couldn't keep me out forever. Paladin just do too much damage. That 18 damage they do each hit. And now they are getting into his economy, and a lot of villages will be lost. And green only has one town center, meaning he can't hide in other town centers. In the meanwhile, I'm also trying to attack red with some of my paladin, but just stone wall for now. I'm bringing forward a trip to try to break walls and castle. And in the meanwhile, I attack this barracks, trying to get in here. And that's exactly what happens. So I get into red as well, and also put up a castle just behind the walls. Green at this point losing a ton of villages. If we check the villager, we can see green has lost 48 villages now, and it just keeps rising. While the other guys have lost 23 and now, but the reds is also rising rapidly. Yellow is the one who has lost the least, except for me. And that's very important because villages mean that you can get in more resources. The more villages you have, the more resources you can get in, and then you can spend those resources on army. And yeah, that's kind of what we see. I have the most villages, so I can make the best army. I have the best upgrades. Two of these guys are still in Castle Age. He tries to re-wall, but the castle puts an end to that. So red is clicking imp, but he's researching it in this town center. Okay, he actually unqueued it and made it go to this town center. But question is whether I'll kill that as well. I have made some castles on the map, but yellow now has halberdiers, so he might deny this castle. But yeah, I go to his new MTC. And first I kill the pikemen. And then I trap down the town center together with my paladin. That means that red still can't click up to the Imperial Age. This castle was denied, and he has a decent amount of halberdiers, so I need to gather some army together to deal with it. But red is down to 14 villages and 2 army, and he will lose more even. So it's not looking promising for red, and green also took massive losses before. It's not doing too hot either. Yellow is kind of the only one who's doing decently well. We also take a fight here. He has the counter units, but I do have the better upgrades. But still, I kind of lose that fight. So to deal better with those halberdiers, I make the champion unit, which is very good against other infantry units. And I do have the gold now, which we can see here. I have 950 gold. I'm taking gold here, for example, and up here. And that helps me being able to keep producing paladin and now champions. I get some petards going into green space, although I don't really have a follow-up for now. But he doesn't wall behind. I also had a castle denied up here by green, but I bring in some paladin and some more villages, and that means I get it up in the end. I also got this castle up at this point, and I go back into green space, but I see that to yellow space, but I see that there are too many halberdiers, so I decide to go back before I can get some champions. And I'm into green space since he isn't walled there and also not here, so I raid him with some more paladin. He has some monks, so he can convert my paladin. But I have a lot of units, so he can't convert them all. And yeah, Red decided to go down here, and he's starting to try to reboom, making his only town center right now. We have a fight here. I have some champion killing the halberdier, and I have my my paladin just attacking here. But now they run. Well, they tried to run through the gate, but it got closed again. But I can't break this stable, and that means I can get in anyway. And yellow can't deal with all this. Now green walls up his base again, doing a good job of trying to keep me out. But yellow is losing too much at this point, and red is still dead. He made another town center, but it's not enough. And also green only has 22 villages. He does have 47 army, but army by itself will not be enough, especially not if it's just pikemen against paladin and champion. I killed the castle, and now I'm going for the town centers of yellow. And at this point there's nothing he can do. They're just too far behind as a team also. You can see total population, they have 105 and I have 200. And they called it GG at this point, asking for a rematch. So this was the game that I had for today. Thanks for watching, see you another time.